Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, it is the Premier League preview and predictions show. So let's get straight into it. I tried to cover the football in the week, but it was a struggle due to, obviously, I was on holiday, as some of you may or may not know. But I did what I could. I didn't even watch West Ham yesterday. Therefore, I couldn't really make a video on what happened because I really didn't watch it. I watched Shrewsbury versus Charlton Athletic. So Sunday is the final day of the Premier League season. There isn't anything really riding on it. But, you know, can City get to 100 points? Find out. I think City will get to 100 points. I think they will beat Southampton. So the first game is Burnley versus Bournemouth. So a win for Bournemouth could potentially take them into the top half, which means, top half, good season, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference. Burnley are secure, have already secured 7, so they have nothing to play for. Bournemouth in the last 5 games have 1 win and 1 draw. Burnley have 1 win, 2 draws and 0 defeats. This is going to be a very boring game. I can't see anything really. 0-0. Just bugger all riding on it. No one really cares. I'll go 1-0 Burnley, just because they're at home. There's nothing riding on it, like pretty much all of these games. I will go 1-0 to Burnley. Next up, Crystal Palace host relegated West Brom. So West Brom were hoping that they would have a chance of getting out of it. But the Southampton's win on Tuesday, that's put paid to that, so they're already relegated. West Brom have nothing to play for. Crystal Palace are safe, but similarly to Bournemouth, they could potentially finish in the top half with a win. They could finish 10th above Newcastle, who have a very tough game. Once again, there's nothing riding on this. It's a boring final day. West Brom have been in great form. 3 wins, 2 draws, 0 defeats. Palace have been in good form. 3 wins, 2 draws, 0 defeats. I'm going to lean towards a 2-1 Crystal Palace win. Crystal Palace have done great under Roy Hodgson, and I expect them to get another win here, and that will be Darren Moore's first defeat as manager of West Brom. Next, in a game that looked like it was going to be absolutely huge a week ago, is Huddersfield and Arsenal. So Huddersfield looked like they weren't going to get another point for the rest of the season in their final 3 games. They are unbeaten in their last 2 games, and as I said in my video earlier in the week, fair play, I didn't see that coming, and nor did anyone else. So they got a 0-0 draw at City and a 1-1 draw at Chelsea to be safe. Arsenal have not won any game or picked up any point away from home in the Premier League this calendar year, 2018. But I expect them to, I don't know, because the atmosphere at Huddersfield is going to be brilliant. It's going to be, rammed. It's going to be loud. But they'll want to do something for Arsene Wenger. They'll want to win. I'm going to go 2-1 to Arsenal. Okay, I just realised I had my microphone disconnected, but it wasn't. There was no sound coming through it, so this should be a little bit better. I apologise for that if that's been annoying you. A game that does have something on it. Liverpool need a point to get top 4. They'll be playing Brighton, who beat Manchester United on Friday and then lost to Man City on Wednesday. Liverpool's form has been really shaky during their Champions League run. So since pretty much since they beat Manchester City, beat Bournemouth 3-0, drew with West Brom, drew with Stoke, and lost to Chelsea. I think Liverpool will win here, right? They'll need to, a good win will really set them up for the Champions League. I am going to go for a 2-0 Liverpool victory. Manchester United versus Watford, another game with nothing on it. Manchester United have sealed second place. They can no longer be caught by Tottenham. So this once again has nothing riding on it. They have the cup final to look forward to, of course, on Saturday against Chelsea. So their form has been quite decent as of late. Manchester United, 3 wins, 1 draw, and just that defeat against Brighton. However, their last 2 games have been a defeat against Brighton and a draw against West Ham. Watford have had 1 win in their last 8, winning their last game against Newcastle. Once again, there's nothing to play for, which doesn't really help. But I'm going to go for a 1-0 Manchester United victory. And that will leave them on 81 points. Newcastle versus Chelsea, a game that has a little bit on the line. They need to win 16-0, which obviously won't happen. Or they need Brighton to beat Liverpool. Pretty much nothing riding on that either. So, Newcastle have been in very poor form. They had great form going into the start of the year. They've really picked up since January. But they've lost their last 4 games against Spurs, Watford, West Brom and Everton. They look like they're on the beach already, which isn't a good thing, I guess. Chelsea, they've been in good form, 4 wins and a draw from their last 5 games. Chelsea are going to win this. I am going to go 2-1 to the Blues, but they will obviously miss out on qualification to the Champions League, and they will be playing in the Europa League next season. Southampton versus Man City. This is a game that has something riding on it, despite Southampton surviving. So Southampton technically can go down, but there needs to be a 10-goal swing. So pretty much they're safe. Yeah, pretty much they're safe. Manchester City can finish on 100 points with a victory over Southampton. That would be an amazing achievement. Probably the second best achievement ever in the Premier League. The first being the Invincible season. If they did, it's been fantastic by the City players, the City staff. They've been a different level this season, and 100 points would be brilliant. I hope that we get it. But it will be tough against Southampton. They picked up very well. They've done very well under Hughes, since Hughes came in. So that's 2 wins from their last 3. Their only defeat in their last 5 games was in the FA Cup against Chelsea. City have won 4 and drawn 1 of their last 5 games. And they have been putting teams, to the sword. 3-1 against Spurs. 5-0 against Swansea, 4-1 against West Ham, 3-1 against Brighton. I would take any sort of victory here, but I'll go for 3-1 to Manchester City, leaving them on 100 points and probably having the most complete Premier League season of all time. So that'll be a fantastic season. And if they win, they will finish on 100 points, which is a record, 32 wins, which is a record, most goals, and also the biggest gap between 2 sides, which is currently 19 points. Swansea Stoke in what looks to be one of the most boringest games ever. Swansea need that 10-goal swing. It's not going to happen. 4 defeats and 1 draw in their last 5 games against Everton. Stoke, 3 draws, 2 defeats in their last 5. I honestly don't think that Swansea will win this. I think it'll be 1-1. I think it'll be a draw. And Swansea and Stoke will both be playing Championship football next season, and it makes the final day a little bit pointless. But you've got to finish the season. So Carvajal will be leaving, as will Angel Rangel, who has been a legend at the club, as well as Leon Britton. So the final game that will be hosted at Wembley for Tottenham will be against Leicester. So Tottenham have won 2, drawn 1 and lost 2 of their recent form. Leicester have only won 1 of their last 5 games against North London rivals. For Spurs, Arsenal when they were down to 10 men. I'm going to go for 3-0 Spurs. Harry Kane getting a hat-trick to make it interesting with the golden boot. But I can't see a win for Leicester here. I think Leicester will probably sack Poole at the end of the season. Once again, Leicester fans, it's hard to understand why you are always so unhappy. Football, I guess, isn't very good, but you'd rather be there than be struggling. So, 3-0 Spurs. Final game, which promises to be a slobber knocker, is West Ham hosting Everton. So this is going to be, once again, probably a very boring game. 1 win and 2 draws in their last 5 games for West Ham, and 2 wins and 3 draws for Everton. So they've been in good form despite the problems they're having. I am going to go 0-0, another boring game, and I think that both of them may not be in a job next season. That's your Premier League preview done for the 13th of May, the final game of the season, with nothing riding on it. Let me know your thoughts down below on if you think Chelsea can do it, which they probably can't, and let me know what else is on your mind towards the Premier League and what you think will happen next season. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe below if you're new. I am Mike, and I will see you soon. Take it easy.